All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with another video. Today, we're going to make our Survivor Series 2024 predictions. Man, I think this is going to be a great match card. I hope it's going to be a good match card because heading into quarter four of the WWE, we got a lot of great events coming up. Survivor Series today, Saturday night main events, December the 14th, and the rest of those following, about 2 weeks. Man, we got the build up to the first Monday Night Raw on Netflix. So we got a lot of big up and coming things coming up in the WWE. So without further ado, let's get to this match card. Now, I don't know what's going to be first. I don't know what's going to be the main event. I'm on the WWE website, and this is how they have it listed. First match, we got the IC Championship triple threat match between Braun Breaker, Sheamus, and Ludwig Kaiser, a.k.a. Budweiser. Now, real simple, short and sweet. Braun Breaker ain't losing this. Not right now. He ain't going to lose until Royal Rumble or Mania. Either one. Now, he might lose at Saturday Night Main Event, but I don't think he's losing to anybody except for Dominic Mysterio or potentially Sheamus. And if they was to do Sheamus, I don't think they're going to do it at Survivor Series. So we got Braun Breaker getting the dub. Next match, we got the United States Championship match between L.A. Knight. No. We got L.A. Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura. First off, it's cool to see Shinsuke back inside the WWE. He's been on a crazy losing streak, and he hasn't been on TV for quite some time. He was just doing a bunch of dark matches, or when the WWE went overseas to like Japan, he would be their main, ticket seller. So it's cool to see him back. He got a nice theme song change. The original one is amazing, but the new one is pretty good too. I guess it's something as whether or not which one you like. But it's just good to see him. He got a nice dark, sinister vibe to him. He seems he's a lot smarter than what he used to be. I like what he did against LA Knight, giving him the nice sidestep, spraying the mist on him. LA Knight looked pretty much fucked up over that. So that was good to see. But just like the same thing with Braun Breaker, man, LA Knight not losing this title until Royal Rumble or Mania. Whenever the WWE decides, all right, we want Braun Breaker and LA Knight to both go to the main event scene, that's when they will lose it. I don't think we have that just yet. And, LA Knight, his situation is a lot clearer to see. We can easily see LA Knight dropping the belt to Andrade or Carmelo Hayes. Most likely Carmelo Hayes, especially after seeing him go against Cody Rhodes for the second time since he's been on SmackDown. So I think we're going to have Cody Rhodes take off the belt from LA Knight. I don't think we get that until maybe Saturday night's main event. I don't think so. Maybe Royal Rumble. I'm going Royal Rumble. Depending on how this Raw on Netflix goes, who knows? That might be the night. I don't know what they're doing with the Raw. Says we're going to have that. We're going to talk about that in another video. But long story short, LA Knight, he defends against Shinsuke Nakamura. Up next, we got the World Heavyweight Championship match between Gunther and Damian Priest. It's a common theme here, man. I like these matchups. I think they're going to be entertaining. But we all know Gunther's not losing this until Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. It's just not happening. Maybe first Monday on Netflix, on some business kind of, on the business side of it, just kind of putting the business cap on. Your first episode on a new network, you want those ratings to pop. You want it to be a memorable moment. I take it back to when SmackDown first went to Fox. That's when Kofi Kingston, he was the champ. They had Brock Lesnar squash him. It was crazy. Got a lot of ratings. Nobody expected that. People probably expected Brock to win, but not in the squash. So I feel as though you're going to want to have some type of title change. Most likely, I think it's going to go to CM Punk. I think you've built CM Punk up to this point, and I don't think you can keep building him because, listen, CM Punk hasn't gotten hurt in a while, but we all know he can get hurt. So while he's healthy, while he's here, while he's hot, you got to put the belt on him. So I don't think Gunther loses the title right now. To be honest, I don't know if Damian Priest ever gets this championship back again. There's just too many superstars on Monday Night Raw, man. Like, you got to get into the back of the line, bro. Because at some point in time, like I said, CM Punk has to win it. At some point in time, Seth Rollins has to win it again. At some point in time, Drew McIntyre has to win this thing. At some point in time, Jey Uso has to win this thing. It's just too many people. And we still got Braun Breaker on the horizon. So you got to get all these people these title reigns. before Braun Breaker comes up into that scene. Because once Braun Breaker gets into that scene, he might lose it once, maybe twice, but we all know he's getting the belt. He's gonna have the belt probably by SummerSlam or WrestleMania, whichever one. So sorry, Priest. Priest, they've done a great job with building his character. But I got Gunther going over on Damian Priest. All right, next up, we got the Women's War Games match. Now, shout out to the ladies. But let's be real, Creative has done a terrible job with building the storyline. I mean, it works because you got just crazy amount of talent on here. On one side, you got Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Bayley, Naomi, and Io Sky. I mean, goddamn, that's like a fucking women's dream team. Against Liv, Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. Just really a star-studded matchup. I mean, on the second side, Liv Morgan, the women's world champion, Nia Jax, the WWE Women's Champion, Raquel Rodriguez, Tiffany Stratton, Miss Money in the Bank, and you got Candice LeRae, the WWE Speed Champion. So you got on one side you got nothing but champions, on the other side you got superstars, but only got one champion, which is Bianca Belair, one half of the tag team champions. So I think it's gonna be a great match. Like I said, Creative did a terrible job of building this, but it's gonna work, man. It's just too much talent. I think it should be a fantastic match. I think the person that's going to steal the show will be... I'm going to go with Nia, bro. Nia Jax. I've pretty much enjoyed a lot of her matches throughout the entire year. I think Nia Jax is going to do something amazing. I don't think we're going to get Rikishi jumping off the top of the cage. I think Bronson is going to recreate that. But if Nia Jax wanted to really get over, like I mean super fucking over, yo, Nia, do that shit. Top of the motherfucking cage. Yeah, let's get it cracking. So, long story short, I personally have the baby faces. I got Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Bayley, Naomi, and Io Sky winning. I just think it's just kind of a layup. There's a lot more stories to build up with all of them. Liv, she's already champ. Nia, she's already champ. I think more turmoil will even explain Tiffany Stratton kind of getting away from that group and for her to cash in. I don't think tonight is the night, which it would make sense if tonight was the night. I mean, you got everybody right there. They lose, everybody's arguing. Fuck that, I'm cashing in. Listen, that's my hot take for the entire night. Tiffany Stratton cashes in. And to the main event, man, the Men's War Game match. Now, Creative has done a fantastic job of building this. It got a little iffy, man. Listen, when we had that tape show on Monday, and then we kind of saw Solo in the Bloodline interfere with the Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed match. We all kind of assumed that, oh man, Bronson is going on Solo's bloodline and Seth Rollins is going on Roman's bloodline. I got mad personally. I think a lot of people in the IWC got mad because we're like, yo, this doesn't make sense. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns has a deep history between the two. Just to kind of cover it up, just for the sake of having a fifth more member of War Games, just didn't work. And I'm glad they didn't go in that direction because Rollins versus Roman is a WrestleMania SummerSlam match, night 2 main event type of match. That should have a lot of story put inside of that match. Put inside of that build up, and it should be done right. So they didn't go with Seth Rollins. They actually went with CM Punk. And I mean, man, this was a shock to many. Shout out to JD from NY206. He's actually the first one that called it that I heard of. And when he said it, I'm like, damn, that actually does make a lot of sense. An OG Paul Heyman guy. There was a segment on SmackDown in July where Paul Heyman came out. They was in Chicago, and he said, "Take me with you." And pretty much CM Punk said, you know, nothing's going to happen to you. This is a fake Roman Reigns and a fake bloodline. And, you know, we all remember it, but we just kind of put that in the back of our minds, and we didn't really think about it too much. But then, you know, hey, long-term booking, long-term storytelling, this is where it comes in and works out for the best, man. Because you can easily just tap into a segment from months ago and make it make sense. And that's exactly what they did. And same thing with the Women's War Game match. Just too much talent, man. CM Punk and Roman Reigns, that's going to sell, bro. You do a nice segment of which they did yesterday on Friday Night SmackDown, it's going to sell. It was amazing. And did a pretty good job. Bronson Reed, he works great with the new bloodline. You got him with Jacob. Him kind of in the background with the Jacob, Tama, and Tungaloa, all following Solo's orders. It all works. I feel as though it's a great addition, man. Seeing Jacob Fatu do his moonsault where he jumps from the middle turnbuckle to the top and he does the moonsault, and then followed by Bronson Reed hitting the tsunami on Roman Reigns. I mean, that was gold, man. So I think this all worked out creatively. I think it works. The Bloodline reunion was rushed, but I think you can make that work. And the only way you can make that work is if you have Solo's Bloodline win. And let me tell you why Solo Bloodline needs to win. Roman Reigns, man. I love Roman Reigns, bro. Roman Reigns is one of the reasons why I got back into wrestling. The head of the table, tribal chief character that was Roman Reigns was a menace, bro. Like, I mean, he was a menace to the entire roster, and to be real, he was a menace to his own bloodline. He terrorized Jay and Jimmy. He terrorized Paul Heyman to a certain extent. He pretty much terrorized everybody, man. Sami Zayn, he terrorized him. And Roman lost at WrestleMania 40. He takes a hiatus, comes back at SummerSlam, but he's by himself. It's not until we get into the War Games, build up to where as though, all right, Roman, you don't have a tribe anymore. So Jimmy, Jimmy comes out to help him. Jimmy's that guy, though. So it's like, all right, you fan, bro. But with Jay and Sammy, it's like you have a family and you got 3 kids, and everybody got the same mom, same dad, but the experiences with their mom and their dad is different between all 3. Some kids might have gotten the worst of, a yelling or a beating either out of the other 2, or you might have had a situation where something is getting explained and it might be a harsh message, and the 2 older kids are in their late teens, about to be 20s, early 20s, and you got the one kid that might just be 9 years old, 8 years old hearing this, so his brain is not kind of developed to understand what everything is, what's going on with everything. So he might process it differently, And with Jimmy, I mean, yeah, Jimmy went through it, but Jimmy didn't go through it as much as Jay and Sammy did. I mean, it was it's all kayfabe, man, but he was putting them through hell, man. So for Jay and Sammy just to, all right, we're going to help Roman out again. Everything is all peachy and creamy. It just doesn't make sense to me. I think the new bloodline has to win. This causes the old bloodline to have serious turmoil. There's a little bit of turmoil, but they need to have serious turmoil. It needs to get unfolded, and it needs to be some type of humbleness. It needs to be some type of humbling by Roman Reigns towards the OG bloodline. So, long story short, I got new bloodline beating OG bloodline. OG bloodline has a bunch of turmoil. They fight. I think Jay and Sammy and Jimmy all turn on Roman, which then leads to Roman having to go down this path of, apologizing and humbling himself. And to be real, I think Roman needs to lose. Roman just needs to fucking lose, bro. Roman has won for 4 years, bro. He needs to lose. He needs to humble himself. He wants to be truly a babyface. I'm not saying bury the guy, but it needs to be some type of character arc. He can't just come back in, I'm still the tribal chief, I'm still this guy. Like, bro, you lost. You're not the chief. You're not the champion no more. Why are you acting like this? So it's gonna be interesting to see which direction creative goes. If they have Roman's bloodline win, I'm genuinely perplexed of where we go from here. Does Jay and Sammy just leave and they go back to their singles career on Monday Night Raw? Where does this go? So it's gonna be interesting to see. Those are my predictions. Hopefully you liked this video. If you didn't, let me know why. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm out.